The first and most efficient way to avoid snipers is bundling. Okay, using a bundle bot will allow you to avoid the sniper's effect. Let's go to the screen and let me show you how it works. If you ever launch a token, you should know how snipers works. If you don't, please take care because they will dump your token. This is inevitable and you need to handle it as much as possible. That's why today I'm going to show you the best ways and all the options you have to avoid snipers as much as possible on your token and avoid them from dumping your token. So first of all, let's see how snipers works, okay? If we go to the screener, I selected Raydium and the last pairs. For example, this is a new one just launched. And if we see, this is a huge green candle, okay, and it's all provoked by snipers, okay. If we go to the beginning of the transactions, let me find it. This is the LP creation. This is a bundle. I will explain it to you later. And from here, all these are snipers. And from here, all these are snipers, are bots buying the token, and they essentially buy all tokens launching. Okay, not all of them buy all tokens. It will depend on the settings and the filters they have. If you want to snipe tokens, here you have a video on how to do that, but today I'm going to show you how to avoid them when you are launching your own token. Your second option to avoid snipers is by doing proper tokenomics. Okay, why? Because essentially you can decide which percentage are you allocating for each thing. So based on how you craft those tokenomics, you can have more or less impact done by snipers. For example, what you can do is split the LP within 2 steps. For example, I create first the LP, then I add more liquidity. So you minimize the impact they can do on your token. Other option, for example, adding a large amount of LP. The less liquidity you add, the more they will be able to impact your token. If you add, for example, 100 Solana, it's more difficult that 10 snipers buying 1 Sol, they won't be able to dump. Just up 10%, down 10%. If it's 10 Solana, they will pump 100% and then dump the other 100%. That's why it's important to craft good tokenomics. I'm not saying that you need 100 Solana in order to avoid the snipers. It's not at the point. I think that it's much better to launch an LP with 10 Solana, but essentially take your time and think about tokenomics in order to avoid them and craft proper tokenomics, because it just don't affect snipers, it affects the whole project and the whole future of your token. So as we were saying, this first transaction is creating the LP and this is a bundle. Okay, you can see that it is a bundle because even if it's a different wallet buying the token from the one who is creating the LP, you can see that the transaction is happening in the same second, not as the next one, okay? Plus, you can see that they both are in the same block. It ends on 38 and this one is not working. Now it ends on 38 as well. So it means that this person is launching the LP and buying the token in the same block. That's what a bundle bot do, and that's what help us avoiding snipers. I will show you why. So if we go back to the graph, we can see that this is a huge candle. Okay, snipers will create this candle as well, but as you are buying before them, they will buy in on top of that candle because you create that candle from scratch and they will buy on top of you. So if they dump, you will still keep that candle up so they don't dump your token that much, so it looks dead. It will be like one candle up, another candle up, then they dump, but you stay in this position, not dump it at all. Okay, that's why it's really important. For doing that, you just need a bundle bot. Okay, you can do it on Smithii. You will have the link in the description, and here you have a video on how to use it. But essentially, you select here the option of snipe your own token. You select if you want to bundle a snipe or bundle buy with the same wallet you are using to launch the LP, which is not the best option because it's a big red flag. Or you can import other wallets and buy with different wallets, up to 4 wallets
within the same block, within the same transaction. So you will be buying with 4 different wallets before they do. Okay, this is really important, and it's the best way to avoid them.
The third one essentially is by using on your favor the red flags your token may have. Okay, essentially snipers have their own filters. I will show you now which are the most common ones, but they have filters. So they will decide which token to snipe based on those red flags your token might have. For example, most usual red flag, authorities revoked or not, amount of liquidity, amount of holders, amount of insiders, etc. So the more red flags you have, the less snipers you will have, but also for sure you will be less attractive for people. Also, take on account that you can be a red flag at the beginning, but then remove those red flags while snipers have finished. This is important because, for example, if you create an LP without revoking the mint authority, some snipers won't buy it, but some others will anyways. But you can minimize that impact. Also important, if you do that, you will have less snipers, but people won't buy it. What you can do is go then, and once they have buy and sell, you can go and revoke the mint authority. You can do the same by burning the LP and with all kind of red flags you could find. Okay, if you want a video talking about how to remove red flags from your token, here you have it. Anyways, this is really important. Let me show you now which are the most used filters by snipers.
So I'm right now in a Smithii sniper. Okay, this is a open snipers, the most effective one if you use a proper RPC public and with a really cheap price. Okay, and here we can see which filters do we have as options. Okay, we have the check authorities, freezeable, mintable, and immutable. The most important ones and the most used one are freezeable and mintable. Okay, we have the check if the LP is burned. This is really important. It's really difficult to find tokens launching the LP with the LP burn. But if you burn the LP and then launch, that you can do by scheduling the launch of the LP, you will have a ton of snipers and you will have the all-time high of your token just in launch, because then they will dump and kill your token essentially. So this is important. We have also the filter of skip bundles. Okay, this could be a red flag, but usually most snipers don't detect them. We have the check if the socials are uploaded in the metadata. Okay, and we have filters also for pumpfun tokens, which are not important here because we are talking about launching on Raydium. Anyways, these things I'm explaining to you also apply for pumpfun tokens. Okay, we also have the filters for the min pool size and the max pool size. This means how much Solana there is in the LP.
To finish, I'm gonna give you some extra tips, okay, that could affect, but you need to value if they are worth it or not. The first one is buying pressure. If you launch a token with hype, you will have a lot of people trying to buy it, so the dump from snipers will be lower. Take on account that if you also have this buying pressure, you will have more snipers behind you. For example, we launch a token stream, okay, stream. For example, we launch stream on a stream with Binance, okay, but we essentially launch a meme coin on a stream. So with everything transparent and everyone knew that we were launching that token, we have like 4,000 viewers in that moment, and we got snipers worth of $1 million. It means like someone bought 200,000, another one bought 100,000. Crazy numbers and crazy amount of people buying. Then it dumped. You can check the graph. It's crazy. But if you handle that well, that could be a positive thing, because you can launch, the snipers will buy, etc. Then you share the contact address, and those people who are willing to buy your token will make the effect of snipers much lower. Okay. Some other things you can do is play with the mean order size and the tick size when creating an open book market. Okay. Because you can avoid not just snipers buying slow, you can avoid the snipers buying a small amount of tokens. Plus, you can also avoid arbitrage bots, which are actually, in my opinion, good because they generate volume on your pools if you have more than one. Okay, this is more technical, but it's not important at all. So essentially, I would say those are the most important tips. You can do some extra things like managing properly, which is the launch date. There are epochs with more snipers, less snipers, but it doesn't really matter. I will say that the most important is that you follow these tips and apply them as good as possible as you can to your token and try to avoid the snipers. In conclusion, I will say that the snipers are not good. The best example are CPMM on Raydium when they launched. There were no snipers on CPMM, and all tokens died because there were not snipers, so they were not no one buying them. This is important. I mean, actually, snipers gives volume to your token, gives exposure. Actually, snipers gives volume to your token, gives them exposure if you play well with the market making and you make it trend on the screener. Here you have a video on how to do that. But they are really important, and even if they extract money from the ecosystem, they are also necessary in order to create volume and generate volume within our Solana ecosystem. So essentially, I will say that those are the most important things you need to take on account when launching a token and avoiding snipers. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.